It's now time for the Reverb Sports full game recap. We go all the way back November the 17th, the year 2024, when the Nashville Preds were in Vancouver to face off against the Canucks. Head coach Andrew Brunette deploys his lines and defensemen in the following combinations: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Stamkos, Sissons, Evangelista, Parsonen, Novak back in the lineup, and Marchessault on the third line. LaRue, McCarron, and Smith. So quite a different look to the starting lines, including Gus Nyquist going back to his partnership with Forsberg and O'Reilly that was so successful last season. Your defensive pairings are Shea and Yossi, Luzon and Carrier, Del Gaizo, and Shen UC Saros gets the start in net. We are just 19 seconds into the game, and it is Alex Carrier hitting the post for the first action of the game. Takes till the 5:12 mark of the first period for the next thing to happen. It's the first shot on goal, and it goes to the Nashville Preds' Lankinen, because with the save on Michael McCarron. That's right, former Nashville Predator Kevin Lankinen having quite a bit of success in Vancouver at this moment. The 5:28 mark of the first period, it's LaRue coming in with his first goal in the NHL. First goal as a Nashville Predator. It was crashing the net hard, getting that loose puck and putting it into the empty net for LaRue's first goal as an NHLer. Nashville leads 1-0 over Vancouver, 9:38 of the first period. Now, Saros comes up with a save on Susi at 11:34. It's Brunstrom with his third goal of the season. It was a clean face-off win and a strong shot that hit off the traffic in front and finds its way off of a skip off the ice and then into the net past Saros. The game is now tied at 1 apiece. 13:43 of the first period. UC Saros coming with a save on DeBrusque. 15:33. Saros comes up with a save on Myers. 16:59. Saros another save on Heinen as the Vancouver Canucks are pouring on the pressure right here against the Nashville Preds. 17:52 at the first. Now Lankinen comes up with a save on Brady Shea. At 19:51, Lankinen a save on Steven Stamkos. We at the end of the first period with a tied game at 1 apiece. Vancouver out shooting Nashville 9-5. 17 seconds into the second period, it's Lankinen coming up with a save on Phil Forsberg at the 2:45 mark of the second. It's Saros coming up with a save on DeBrusque's deflection. 4:48 now into the second period. It's Lankinen with a save on Phil Forsberg. 6:53, Lankinen another save, this time on Jonathan Marchessault. At the 8:17 mark, UC Saros comes up with a save on Rattay, and the Predators were putting on some really good pressure here in the early portions of this second period. And that's where we find ourselves at 8:29 with Colton Sissons going off to the box 2 minutes for roughing, and that momentum for the Predators comes to its conclusion right there as Pettersson picks up his sixth goal of the season on the power play for Vancouver, giving the Canucks a 2-1 lead here in the second period. Now past the halfway point of this game, the 11:35 mark of the second period. It's Höglander off the box. 2 minutes for delay of game, puck over the glass. Lankinen would come up with a big save on Marchessault, but then Steven Stamkos would do his work on this power play with his fifth goal of the season. It was a wrist shot through traffic. Unique look right here. Instead of the one-time bomb that would have hit all of the bodies that were in the shooting lane, Stamkos just kind of slowed things down, drifted to the interior a little tiny bit, found the open seam for that shot, and just picked that top corner. Stamkos, a unique professional scorer of this generation, gets his fifth on the power play. Tie game. 14:21 now of the second period. It's the captain, Roman Josi, with his second goal of the season. It was a heavy shot from the right circle. You would expect that to be Phil Forsberg over there, but it was Phil Forsberg setting the play up and Josi letting go of the one-time bomb from the face-off dot. Nashville now leads 3-2 here in the second period. 15:45 of the second. It's Saros coming with a save on Heinen. 16:12, Saros a save on Pius Suter. 17:25, Saros a save on DeBrusque, and the Vancouver Canucks are trying to gain their momentum back, but at 18:59, it's Garland off the box. 2 minutes for holding on Alex Carey, and that's when Steven Stamkos converts for the second time in this game on the power play with his sixth goal of the season. A well-placed wrist shot for the second time in this period gives the Nashville Preds a 4-2 lead. We hit the end of the second period. Shots on goal favor Vancouver 21-19, but the Predators hold a 4-2 lead suddenly. Into the third period, 41 seconds now. Saros comes with a save on Garland's wraparound attempt at 3:14 mark of the third period. Saros coming with a save on Garland yet again at the 4:14 mark. Nashville picks up a penalty. Too many men on the ice as the puck gets fired over into the line change, and the Vancouver Canucks get the call right here. UC Saros comes up with a save on Brandstrom. And then we flip to the backside of the sheet and we find at 7:13 of the third period, Saros coming with a save on Brandstrom again. 8:03 of the third period, Saros comes up with a save on Garland. That's the 14-minute mark. Sherwood gets his fourth goal of the season. It was a wrist shot from the high slot through traffic, and we know Kiefer Sherwood here in Nashville, very capable and willing, and he gets that goal against his former team, the Nashville Predators, cutting the Preds' lead to just one now and making things a little more interesting over the final 6 minutes. The Preds still lead 4-3. That was 6 minutes to go. We find little action taking place between the 14-minute mark and the 19:39 mark because the Predators were actually able to lock things down quite well over the final couple of minutes. At 19:39 of the third, we find Nyquist getting his sixth of the season. It's an empty net goal, and that wraps this game up 5-3 in favor of the Nashville Predators. The final seconds tick away. Vancouver outshoots the Preds 27-21. For the Predators, they only had 2 shots on goal in the second period. I was wondering if the Nyquist shot was only the first shot on goal of the period because it seemed like it was trending that way. But the Predators only get 2 shots on goal in the third period, but makes no difference as they win this game 5-3 in Vancouver. A much-needed win, a very important win, a very important 2 points, and that gets the Preds out of last place in the Central Division. And now maybe they can start doing the work. Once you're out of last place, you're only 2 points from being in 5th place. So time to get moving, time to start climbing, to get your shit together. Road trip comes away with a much-needed victory right here. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We've got so much more coming up, box score analysis and all of that on the Renegades of Puck podcast.